It's like 8 in the morning. It's already pretty hot. I got a lot of work to do today. First thing we need to do, I'm going to show you over here. I'm sure some of you guys might be wondering why I never had a part 2 to how to remove your pilot bearing with bride video. And that's because this car hates me. So it's the first thing I need to do this morning is figure out why the clutch does not work. So I have replaced the cable because don't think they're supposed to have an elbow in it. It has a new cable, new quadrant, it's adjusted, and the clutch just doesn't work. I feel like it's not on the pivot ball maybe. I don't know. But I need that car out of my way because we went and picked up, let me show you here in the box. Maybe we can get it out. I don't want to wreck it. We're back. So, I'm sure most of you can probably assume what is in this box, because I'm sure you've seen something like this before. Got this from a local guy, Dr. Foxbody. Oh, of course we've got it like upside down. This is a 410 ring and pinion. I don't know what the hell it says on there because I can't read. But KHAOS is going to get a 410 put in it today. At least that is the plan. This is a used gear, which it's in pretty good looking shape if you ask me. Not crack it. No, it's just a hair. Yeah. So we're going to put a 410 in it. Got a really good deal on that. Also got a cross member there for old Forky over here. And 4-inch exhaust. What the hell are we gonna do with that? We'll figure that out later. But the plan is to get the Cobra fixed. Then once the Cobra is fixed, clean up my disaster here. I'm trying to get an early start because it's gonna be like, I don't know, high 80s today. So clean up my disaster here, get KHAOS backed in over here, because I really don't feel like pushing this thing out of the garage right now. So we'll get KHAOS over here. We went and picked up new pinion bearing and stuff yesterday. So we'll get that put on. We're going to see what we can get done. Because that 355 is not helping us with a 28-inch tall tire. So that 410 should really help that car get out of its own way. If I get that done today, my plan is to go to the track either Saturday or Sunday, at least go and make a few passes, see that our timing issue is sorted out, which while I have that, I'm going to verify everything. I'm going to go get the exhaust finished on the car today also, because I did have it on the car, but I never finished welding it, and I never put the hangers on. So I don't want to say so a lot, you know, sew buttons on your underwear, whatever. See, I'll show you the exhaust. It's just chilling over here. We bought the house, so it was pretty handicapped accessible, knowing that, you know, I'll have no knees in the next 2 years. But yeah, that is the exhaust that I had built using some sort of X-pipe deal that was on the car. Welded that all up, made everything so it fits. Here's the car. We still never unloaded it from the last time at the track. We drove it up onto the trailer, and that's where it's at. But it's kind of good that I got to do the rear end anyways, because the C-clip eliminators leak a little bit, like every C-clip eliminator does on one of these, because they suck. So we're going to put about 30 pounds of RTV in there, Hope that helps. Yeah, I mean, the car, when it goes down the track and I can shift it consistently, the car's a 1280 car so far. I think it has a lot more in it, but the tire is what's stopping me. I'm kind of an idiot. I'm used to these big old body cars to where 28 is what you do. I feel like I probably should have bought a 26 for this car. It's a 26 and the 410 still would have worked. So when I have a 26 drag radial, but they're really old, I might throw those on a set of wheels, see what it does. When I buy another set of tires, maybe I'll buy a 26, but these are still got a lot of life left, you know? So there's really no sense to me in buying another tire just because. So there's that. And also I think the 28 will save a lot of shock on the drivetrain, but I don't know, I'm just talking out my ass apparently, who knows. But yeah, hopefully the 410 wakes the car up a lot. It definitely, the motor's happier and higher RPMs, and you know, as I'm watching the videos, it lugs down way too far, you know, from like the 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, because I never get a 3 to 4. So I'm only going through the traps at barely 6 grand in third gear. So yeah, I think having the 410 will wake this thing way up. Hopefully keep the gears a lot tighter together. If not, I don't know. Like I think I had mentioned in another video, I want to keep the car stick, but I am looking for an automatic, I guess, for the time being, because I want to be able to keep racing this year, and the $3,000 to $5,000 that it's going to take to buy a trans that I know will be reliable, it's not in the budget. Found a guy in Indiana. He has a C4 manual valve body, converter, all this stuff. The trans needs rebuilt, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling here. So I might be selling all the T5 stuff out of the car, but I kind of want to get everything ready. You know, I want to be able to have a trans in the car and then sell the T5 stuff, not sell the T5 stuff and then find a trans, because if it doesn't happen, then I have a car we can't race. And I don't want that. So, but I don't want to blow it up either. So I blow up the T5 stuff, then I've got nothing. So that's my morning rambling. I'm gonna go get to working on this Cobra. Hopefully it gets fixed and I can get it the hell out of my way and don't have to push it out of my way, and I don't spend my whole morning wasted working on it and get myself aggravated. Good luck to me, right? The clutch fork was off of the pivot ball. Let's see, does it go into gear? Oh, we're in gear. In the next gear. Let's move the SVT behind us. We're in this SVT, but we got another SVT. It's like SVT Inception. Let's see if this works. I will be so friggin' happy to be done with this car. I can't even tell you. I know it's probably too soon because, like I've said before, this car hates me. But we're rolling. Clutch works. Probably need to adjust it maybe a little tighter still, but it works. I'm happy with that. It's better than I've gotten so far out of this damn car. All right, now we can see why my neighbors love me. It's a damn car's gonna roll off the trailer forward. That's not good. It's like 9:30-ish, and we're gonna fire up the race car and back it off the trailer. Got a dumb dog over there. I love the smell of race fuel in the morning. Guess it's needless to say, I'm sweating. You know, Black Mustang lives matter, but damn is it hot. Hopefully that fan isn't too loud in the camera, but it's kind of hot out out today, a little spicy. Let's pull this cover off. I haven't had it off. Like I said, I remember when I had counted the thing, it was like a 355. Either way, I know it's not a 410, so it's getting a 410. Supposedly it has, I know it has strange C-clip eliminators in it. We're gonna find out. It's supposed to have strange axles and a spool. We'll find out. Hopefully it ain't just a welded diff in there. That'd be a little upsetting, but it would be going back in because it works, I guess. What hell, I should have grabbed something to put all these bolts in. We'll set them off to the side for now. Well, it's got purple gear lube in it, so I'm guessing that's Royal Purple stuff. That's not cheap. So that might be a good sign. We're gonna put cheap stuff in it because we're cheap. And this pan wasn't the cleanest, so it ain't like we could reuse it. Should have brought a rag down here. I am very unprepared for this whole process, I guess. All right, are you ready? What's inside the box? It is a spool. Legit spool. That is good. And of course, I got the car in gear. It is a Ford gear. Seems like it's what everybody does. You know, they just put the either the factory Ford stuff or the Ford racing stuff in it. And it looks decent. I'm surprised it winds the way it does on D-cell with how the pattern looks. It don't look bad. Yeah, legit spool. I don't know the brand yet. I don't know if it's going to be stamped on there. But it's a spool, so that's a win. Hopefully the rest of the day goes this good. I mean, so far the Cobra got fixed. Now we're moving on to this one. This could be a good day. Damn it, I didn't take the car out of gear. I'll be back. Let's see. Aha, I was right. It is a 355. I mean, if anybody out there ever recognizes this car, it'd be really cool to know the actual history on it. The kid I got it from told me some of the history, at least that he knew. Everything I've pieced together seems like the car was built in the mid-90s. I mean, a lot of the part date codes, and I could be wrong, could just be, you know, the stuff the guy had laying around or something, but a lot of the stuff is from like 95-ish era, so really makes you think if this car's been around that long. Supposedly it was from Southern Illinois somewhere, I guess. I mean, it would just kind of be cool to know the history. You know, what did they put this car together for? Is this the motor that's always been in the car? Because 355 in a car that you went through the trouble to put a spool and everything like that in doesn't seem very big unless you had a lot of motor in this thing. And even put a nice rubber gasket on there. You know, if this car had a lot of motor, and obviously I'm guessing a 26-inch tire because the wheel wells weren't beat until I got it, and there's no chunks coming out, so that's a good sign. So here's something. I never really pulled the brakes apart on this car, but I always noticed it had one stud that was shorter than the rest. And as I was just taking the wheel off, it spun a little bit. And I'm like, well, it shouldn't do that because if these are strange axles, they're threaded in. And then, as I look, obviously at some point, it had backed out and ripped the head of it off against the flange there. So that's cool. I have not found said head of bolt, but I mean, the bearing retainer seems fine, so we're not replacing it unless we're putting axles in it. But yeah, that obviously happened. So I'm gonna have to go to Ace and get a 1/2-inch bolt that is gonna be strong enough and fix that. I really want to do 5/8 studs, but that's more money, and I don't think I could have them here by the end of the day. So looks like we're gonna keep rocking what we got. So I got the axles pulled. I know I pulled them without you guys, but if you've never pulled a strange C-clip eliminator style axle, there are 4 7/16 nuts that come through there, those guys. Undo those, the axles come right out. You know what's pretty awesome? Another great surprise. It's got 33 spline axles in it. At least I think that's what I counted. They're not 28 and they're not 31, so they're either 33 or 35s. I'm gonna say 33 is what I believe I counted, but still, that's friggin' sweet. So now I know I am not gonna have axle issues. You know, breaking an axle is not a good time. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna get ready right now. I'm gonna pull the drive shaft out. After I pull the drive shaft out, bust the pinion loose, and then get the carrier out, bust that out, put all the new parts on. Hopefully finish this thing today. Got everything apart here. One good thing I'm gonna say, I'm kind of glad I pulled this thing all apart. And looking at this gear, I don't know how well it's showing up, but oh, there's my finger. There's some big chunks. There's a few spots. I don't know where. I'm touching this without a glove, so I'm gonna smell like gear oil for the next year. I mean, there's a bunch of spots where there's just chunks eaten out of this thing. Maybe that's why it was making some noise. But it is confirmed also. Strange spool. I'm gonna look that part number up. That'll tell me right away if it's a 33 or 35 spline spool. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead, try and use my blurry. Come on, focus with me here. Try and use my 3-jaw puller to get that bearing off, because I didn't get the plate that I should have yesterday because I'm an idiot. But that's besides the point. If not, and I gotta cut it off, now I'm not worried because this gear's junk. I'm not putting that back in anything. I'm not selling that to anybody. So that gear's garbage. So if I gotta cut it to get it off, I will cut it to get it off, and we'll go from there. A little bit of a casualty here. I don't know if it'll show up on camera real well, but this glove here is completely saturated with blood. Apparently a piece of metal, I don't know if you can see that hole, shot through there and into my finger. My hand was all swollen up and the glove was full of blood. I didn't know, it didn't hurt until I pulled the glove off and my hand was covered in blood. So yeah, be careful if you're cutting your bearing race off like I did, being an asshole. So anyways, we got that off, just a little nick in it. It'll live, it's a race car. The new gear is on here already, just sitting. The bolts are just hand tightened. You can see we got a gap. I gotta go ahead and make sure this will fit. I might end up having to heat this one up, and I think I'm gonna freeze the pinion because I don't have a press here, and beating it on with a hammer is probably not the right idea. But yeah, my hand hurts now. It's all bruised under the band-aid. Just one little like hole in there, like literally the size of one of them dots in my hand. And that thing bled like a stuffed friggin' pig. Alright, got all the bolts on there. Torqued them down to, 2 Ugga-Duggas. Double checked them with the clicker. They are good to go, about 100 foot-pounds. Got the pinion in the house in the freezer. Because, yeah, we're going to freeze the pinion. Then we come back out after lunch. It's just about lunchtime, and I'm hungry. We will go ahead, put a little bit of heat to this, and hopefully it just slides right out. KHAOS is on the ground, as you can see. After I hurt myself, and then I ended up slicing my pinky open too, I just muscled through the thing, put it together. Let's go take it for a ride, and hopefully it don't make too much noise. It works, doesn't make any noise that I can hear, and it is a completely different car. I cannot wait to go to the track again.